Hey folks, it's Frithgar here, how you doing? Well, I reloaded the game because if you remember, I stopped about here and said that we would unload the sheep at the beginning of this week. And for some reason, the bales have kind of not quite reloaded as they should have done. Not quite sure what's happened there, because this is the kind of thing that can happen if you save and exit the game while you are fully loaded. So yeah, we've got bales not quite stacked right on the trailer, and we've got two bales kicking around on the ground. So we are going to continue on down here and make our delivery to the sheep. I think that that's the area there that we need to unload the actual animals. So we'll head over to that bit first. Come down here over the road with a mighty Kirovitz tractor. Can you go in that shed or not? Let's just take a quick look. I will bring up F1 and then I can see if there's anything. No. You can open the animal dialogue, but you can't do anything else. Right. Let's go back in here. And we want to go forward so that we... What's that there? Is that the... Oh no, the whole area in front of it here is the animal dialogue. So anywhere in front of the shed there, you can deal with the animals. So we bring the animal trailer at the rear up onto there, and we can unload. So we have our very first sheep on this map. Now, we haven't really done very much with sheep. Haven't done a huge deal with sheep on any of the maps, and we certainly haven't done anything with sheep on this map. However, we're moving to Watea Valley in 2 weeks' time, so we will be dealing with sheep there. There are more sheep in New Zealand than there are people, so we are definitely going to be using some sheep whilst we're in Watea Valley, because that is the thing to do when you're in New Zealand. Let me just bring this one down here. The sugar beet is nearly finished. I've started planting some more wheat in another field. The pigs, if you take a look at the pigs here, 357 pigs now, so I'm hoping that by the morning we'll have pigs ready. I'm going to have to go and take some corn to them. I'll probably do the corn in the night, I'm not quite sure, unless we go and get some more feed. If we go and get another load of pallets of feed and stick that in for them, that might be the answer, although we don't have very much money. We've run out of money and we've run out of food, so things are getting desperate. And we want to put water in for them, so I'll be doing that in the morning, I think. As for these bales, I'm going to try to unload them here. So what I'm going to have to do is, if Helper D has completed their task, I'm not sure which one that is. I've got wheat being planted. Let's just make the map a bit bigger. Right, that's the sugar beet, that is. The sugar beet has now been finished. We've got field 15 and 20 being cultivated. Although I'm not quite sure why I put him cultivating, to be honest. And then field 19 is being planted with wheat. Field 25 has been planted with wheat. Field 23 has been planted with corn. And I haven't put the combine away yet either. Right, so I want to unload. I want to take these straps off, and then I want to load the trailer back up. So take the straps off. Bales are moving around a little bit, but I need to load the bales back on. There we go. And then stop loading. And then I've got to select the side to unload, which should be right there. And then press Y, I think it is, to unload. There we go. Right, so we got bales of hay down here for the sheep. They got all the food that they could possibly need. We're going to have to come down here with the Kramer, but what I think we'll do is we'll get the water bowser. We can put that on the Kramer, and then we can bring water for the sheep. The only issue we got is it's going to be nighttime soon, and we need to get them their water fairly soon. We don't want to leave them without water for very long, because obviously you can't, well, you just can't leave animals without water. So I think we might do that as a priority. We'll run back as fast as we can now, get the Kramer and the, well, we don't even need the Kramer, whatever can pull the water bowser. I don't know what I got that can pull it. Oh, we've just finished doing the I need the beacons on. We've just finished I've also got to pick up those two bales. I'll do that with the Kramer. I won't worry about using the trailer. We've just finished doing the sugar beet harvest, so I could use the Massey to bring the water bowser down, because that one will go faster than any of the others, so we can get them water before the night. Actually, I think that's the best way to do it. I might even just park this one up on the side of the road and run back. Yes, I will. I'll park this one up over here, and we will run and get the Massey. We can return the the sugar beet harvester and everything, and get the water bowser on, and get the water down here for the sheep before we do anything else. Well, we'll run down here and drop this lot into the dealership, and I'll also put the standard tyres back on. My questions that I asked you all last week, I asked you 2 questions, and one of them was what timescale would you like me to run what air valley on, and the other one was what colour would you like me to colour every single piece of machinery that we're able to colour. You had the option for the timescale was 1 times, 5 times or 15 times, and appropriate growth speeds as well to go with it. I had 2,451 people answer that question, and we had 180 people wanted 15 times speed with, let me unhitch that one, 15 times speed with slow growth rate. We had 180 people request that one, and then 5 times speed with normal growth rate, like we have at the moment on this one, or like I've been doing on most of them. We had 675 people request that one. And then finally, the 1 time speed with fast growth rate, I had 1,596 people request that one. So I would say that it's fairly unanimous, well, almost unanimous, that we go for, hang on, I've got to come back out there and then go into it again like that, so we can return that one. Okay. Yeah, we'll be doing 1 time speed with fast growth rate. Now, a lot of people were saying, I'm assuming the people that didn't want that one, they were a bit concerned that it was going to be, we weren't going to be doing enough with the animals. Wheel weights, I want standard wheels, there we go, customize. No! Ah, we've run out of money. Did I use up all my money? I can't remember if I think I already took out. Yes, I've already got maximum loan on this one anyway. Okay, we're going to leave the thin tyres on, and we're going to get the water with that. We'll make sure that we get the water out of the river somewhere. I'll pick up the weight. We need that one back. And onto here. There we go. Right. So, yes, people were a bit concerned that the animals wouldn't progress enough if we're only using 1 time speed. But don't worry, what I'll do is we'll do whatever task we're going to do on 1 time speed, and then basically in between scenes I fast forward time so that we can go to the next bit. Much the same as what I do already. It's just that it's we'll be able to get more things done before we have crop growth stages moving on, that sort of thing. So hopefully it'll work out alright, but we'll see. So that's the one that everybody's voted for. Then it was the colour. I asked you, what colour would you like me to paint everything that gives us the option for choosing colours? Was it blue, green, purple, red or yellow? And I'm trying to get the colours as close to machinery as I can. So it'd be like JCB yellow, Case or Massey Ferguson red, be one or the other. John Deere green, New Holland blue, that sort of thing. And then, of course, purple. I wanted purple because, you know, I like purple, and we wanted to try and do some purple, or I wanted to try and do some purple. Purple didn't prove to be very popular, though. We had 2,927 people answered this question, so more people answered this question than answered the speed of the gameplay. So I'm just assuming that that means that there were more people that weren't overly concerned about what game speed that we had, whatever the vote came out with, but they did want to have a say in the colours that we chose. So we had 99 people choose yellow, so yellow is definitely not very popular. Then we had 268 people choose purple. I've got to say, folks, I'm a bit disappointed with that. I was hoping for more purple votes. Never mind, maybe next time. So, and then we had 411 went for John Deere green, 664 people went for red, and finally we had 1,485 people decided that blue, New Holland blue, was the colour of choice. So we're going to be doing New Holland blue. That is, we're now in minus figures for our money. Hopefully we'll be able to sell some pigs very soon, because that's going to be one of our main sources of income for the next 2 weeks. So yes, we're going to be doing New Holland blue, and it's going to be done on 1 time speed. So I'm going to ask you another 2 questions this week. regarding what we're going to do in Water Valley. Now, the thing with Water Valley is when you start the map, you already own all of the land. And because of that, you know that we were talking about taking everything with us, selling all of the livestock and everything, taking a huge chunk of money with us. That would be great and all, except that we already own all of the land on that map. And to my way of thinking, that's going to leave things a little bit one-sided. I don't need the beacons on here, I should turn them off. It's going to leave things a little bit one-sided and not as effective as they could be. Well, it would feel like too much, I think. If we took all of the money with us and then we owned all of the land in Water Valley, I don't think there's going to be any challenge there at all. Obviously, we want some challenge, but we don't want too much challenge. We've spent a long time sort of building up on this map. So what I'm going to do is we'll have the starting machinery in Water Valley, and then I'm going to take a tractor with us from here. I'm not going to take anything else. I'm just going to take one tractor. And the tractor is going to be, let me just go into here. It's going to be a modded tractor. We are either going to take with us the John Deere 7030 Premium. This one here is a 200 horsepower tractor, and it's quite a nice mod. I quite like this one. Or we will take some slightly bigger ones I've also decided to choose from. We've got a 270 horsepower Fendt 900 Vario. Now this one does have different engine setups. It go all the way up to 390 horsepower, so 400. I'm thinking that we will probably actually go for the most powerful. If we end up with the Fendt, we'll go for the most powerful, nearly 400 horsepower. Or we've got the Claas. Now that one goes to 410 horsepower as well, so roughly the same. We've got the Claas Axion 900, or we've got the Fendt 900 Vario. Those two are roughly 400 horsepower tractors, so big, powerful tractor, a big, powerful tractor that we'll take with us to sort of help get us started on the map so that we can tackle most tasks. And I'm also throwing in the John Deere, which is only half the strength, but however, a 200 horsepower tractor is not to be sneered at. We'll be able to do a lot with a 200 horsepower tractor, and it's a really nice tractor as well. It's I've only got 2 John Deere mods to choose from. This one here is an articulated tractor. It's much bigger, and I didn't think it was suitable as a starting tractor. So those are 3 that you've got: the John Deere, the Fendt 900, or the Claas Axion 900. It's your vote, it's your game. Head into the comment section down below and let us know which one you want. And of course, don't forget to mouse over in the top right hand corner to cast your vote. Most of all, in the comment section, I want to know why you're voting for the one that you're voting for. This is particularly important. We've got 2 400 horsepower tractors on offer and a 200 horsepower tractor on offer, and they're two there's some very different tractors there. I'd like to know why you're going for the one that you're going for. It could make a significant difference, and your opinions really do matter, because if you're persuasive enough with your reasons as to why you want one tractor or the other, I may consider buying one of the other ones to go with it a bit later on in that map. So yeah, make sure you vote carefully and give us a good reason as to why you want that tractor and why you think everybody else should vote for it as well. Now also, I'm going to ask you another question this week, and this one is about the money that we're going to take with us. Now originally we were talking about selling all of our stuff and taking a big pile of money with us to help us along, but I don't think that we should be doing that. I think it's going to be too much money to take with us. I think it's going to sort of, like I said before, almost spoil the challenge of the game a little bit, because we already own all of the land. In order to balance that out a bit, I'm only going to take a small sum of money with, well, I say small, it's a fair size lump of money, but it's not as much as we were originally thinking about. So it's going to be either 200, 400, 600, 800,000 or $1 million. Well, we're on euros here, but we'll convert it over into New Zealand dollars, and so we will just say we'll start off with 200, 4, 6, 8 or $1 million New Zealand dollars. It's your vote, it's your game. Head in the comment section down below, let us know which of those sums of money you think that we should be starting off with, and don't forget to cast your vote in the top right hand corner. So do you want me to take $200,000 or start that map with 200,000, 400, 600, $800,000 or $1 million? and we'll use that to buy any machinery. So the only machinery we're going to have is the starting machinery that the map comes with, as well as one of the 3 tractors that I've given you as a choice today. And then we will take this lump sum of money as well, and we'll use that to buy some machinery and to buy some stock. I had a big chunk of lag just then. It's not very good. Right, we're going to take a shortcut up across here. Actually, no, I want to... what do I want to do? I need to take water up to the pigs, but I also need to take them a bit of food. I'll deal with that, and I will see you in the morning after I've given the pigs a little bit of food and possibly a bit of bedding, I'm not quite sure. And then we can go, we've got to head back down to the sheep, and we'll need to be putting some food in for them. They've got enough food at the moment, they've got a bit of grass in their field, so they're okay for that. We just need to make sure that they've got other stuff there as well tomorrow morning. So I'll deal with the pigs overnight, and I will see you in the morning. Right then, that field there has been planted. That field up there has been cultivated. That's got corn. The field way over there has got wheat in it. This one here has got wheat in it. I think that we need to have a another protein crop. I'm thinking actually what we'll do is if I put a protein crop in here, and we'll put canola in here. If you have a look at our storage... Oh, by the way, we got 387 pigs. So we need another 13 pigs, and we'll be able to sell some. So we'll be selling some before the end of this week. At least that's what I'm hoping. 23 cows. They're producing some milk, but we haven't had enough yet to kick things off. We've only got productivity on 10% of the sheep, because we haven't put any hay or grass in for them yet. And if you have a look back here, we've got some canola, and we've got some beans. So I think we'll plant some more canola, rather than trying to plant anything separate, and then we can sort of carry on from there. So I'm going to just start that one planting in this field, and this seeder is actually doing a really good job of towing this seed drill. I did think it was going to struggle, but it's not. It's doing just fine, so that one can carry on there. What else did we need to do? We've got... Right, well, we've left the plough out there. Was I planning to do something with that plough? I think I was, actually. I think that we were considering doing some more ploughing up the top. If you go to growth, there, we've got those 2 need ploughing, those 2 areas up there. So we might need to do that next. I've got the Massey over here. That one, I'm going to take some more water down to the sheep. But what I think we'll do is... If I run some water up... The lights are all left on that one. Let's turn the lights off. Unhitch those trailers. We're going to go and get the water bowser, and we're going to run some water. Well, I'll take the water bowser up towards the pigs. Actually, no, I don't need to run more water down to the sheep. We've got plenty of water down to the sheep already. I need more water up at the pigs. So we'll take this water bowser up there. Then we can leap into the Kramer, and we can run down to the sheep, and I could also run this one. Actually, right, we're gonna have to do a lot of running around. I'm gonna need to take this one up to the pigs so that we can put some more water in for them, and then I've got to run back with this one and collect the plough, then go back up here so that we can start ploughing one of the fields there with this tractor. It's not ideal that we've only got the thin wheels on, the row crop tyres. However, we're now at minus 11,000 euros because the cost of animal upkeep at the moment is quite prohibitive because of all the pigs that we've got. We've got a massive amount of pigs, and so it far outweighs the amount of money that we get from the milk. That, however, shouldn't be much of an issue for... Well, it's not going to be an issue for very much longer because we can start selling our pigs very, very shortly. As we only need another 14 pigs, and then once we start making a little bit of money, we can change tyres, things like that. The milk there is actually covering most of our other expenses. There's only a little bit that it's not covering. 12 pigs to go at 22 minutes per pig. That's 220 minutes, which is 244 minutes actually, which is 4 hours. So 4 hours, if we take the 13th pig, making 4 hours and 24 minutes, 26 minutes. 4.5 hours, So 4.5 hours from now, we're looking at 11 o'clock. Just before 12 o'clock. So just before 12 o'clock today, we will be able to sell our first pig. And then we should be on our way to riches and glory and all sorts, because we can finally start selling pigs. And for those of you who are absolutely fed up to the back teeth with pigs, and I don't blame you, because we've really been concentrating on pigs on this map an awful lot, don't worry, Whatever Valley doesn't have any pigs on it, just sheep and cows on there. So we're going to start with sheep on that map. I'm not going to have, with the money that we start off with, depending on what you guys vote for, we will use some of the money to buy some sheep. Now, I'm not sure if we start off with a combine. If we... Oops, no, I don't want to do that. I want to unload that one. I'm pretty sure we start with the combine. Because we own all the land, what we'll do is we'll get some crops planted. Those crops, we don't need to keep them for anything. They're not going to be kept for the pigs. They don't need to be kept for feeding to any of the animals at all. So any crops that we grow get sold straight away. Obviously we could store them up and wait to get a bit more money with them. But that's highly unlikely. We will most likely just sell them straight away and get the money so that we can sort of start upgrading stuff. I would like to buy a large number of sheep on that map. That's what I'd like to concentrate on first. We've done cattle on here, and we've had a look at them. We've done the power food. We've gotten everything that we needed to get for them. So what I'd really like to do in Whatever Valley to start with is go for sheep. And I'm thinking possibly as much as 200 sheep before we start buying any cattle. And so any of our spare money, we pump that money into more sheep until we reach about 200. And then we'll let the sheep build up. Maybe we'll buy a few extras. I'm not quite sure. I don't know how we're going to run it yet. But I'm thinking that we'll go for in the region of 400 sheep. And then we'll start selling any extras on top of that. So we'll have a good number of sheep there for supplying wool. And then we'll be able to sell the extras as a bit more money to be made from those sheep. I don't know what the reproduction rate would be on sheep when you get to around 400. I would guess maybe one every 6 hours or something like that. So 4 or 5 sheep every day to be sold, as well as all the wool that they'll be producing. And by that time, there should be quite a bit of wool. So I think that's going to work out fairly well. So for those of you who are absolutely fed up with pigs, fear not. In another 2 weeks, you won't have to worry about pigs at all on this map for quite some time. Or this end of the week, I should say. Anyway, let's get this one hitched on. We still haven't put food in for those sheep down the bottom. However, I'm not too concerned about putting food in for those sheep because they're in a grass field. We had to put water in for them. That was quite important. We needed to get the water in for them. But them being in a grass field, they do have some food available to them. So even though the percentage says only 10%, we're not actually starving our animals. So I'm not overly concerned about that. So we want to get the ploughing underway up here. Really, this is... I'm not expecting to be able to harvest anything from up here before we go, but I would like to harvest the wheat that we've got in those 2 fields that we planted, mainly because we've got the baler and we've got the artisan waiting up at the dealership, and I want to be able to use those before we leave this map. So I'm probably going to be using those next week. Maybe at the end of this week we'll start harvesting all of that wheat, although with our tiny little New Holland combine it is going to take quite a long time, I should think, to be able to harvest those fields properly. Yeah, we'll have to sort of see about that. Now, I think that trailer might actually be in a way. It's got a load more sugar beet. It's actually come down quicker. For some reason, my save game... Right, I've got to unfold this plough before I can unhitch it. So we'll do that in a second. Put it like that. Lower it down. Unhitch it. Now, for some reason, when I loaded this save game, those bales went a bit crazy on that trailer down the bottom. And this one's gone a little bit loopy as well. And I'm not quite sure why. I'm hoping that when I hitch it on, it'll straighten it up. Let's see. There we go. Yes, that's straightened it all up now. It's just because of the way that it was sat there, I think. And the sort of the save forgot what it was doing, or something like that. I'm not quite sure. Never mind. Go and empty this one, then we can start ploughing. And that really is all I got time for today. I feel like we haven't accomplished very much. We've we've just sort of been running around, and we've delivered the sheep. We put water in for the sheep. I've put water in up here, and basically been talking to you about plans for the next map. Yeah, I don't feel like we've done a great deal. Tomorrow we're going to have to get down to the sheep and put in a couple bales of hay for them. We've got a bit more planting to do. We've got the ploughing to start over here, which means we'll need to get the cultivator up here so that we can cultivate after we've ploughed. And I'm not actually sure if we're going to plant. I'm thinking that we might not even plant these 2 fields up here. We might just leave them to rest. And some farmers will leave land. I know we have a thing called set-aside. And set-aside is basically you don't plant anything on your land for a year, and then you get paid a subsidy for it. And I don't like the idea of set-aside. However, in some parts of the world, you actually don't plant anything on your land for a year because you're resting the land. There isn't the nutrients available in the soil to be able to plant continuously. So we could just sort of say that we're giving those 2 fields up there a rest year. And then we don't need to worry about planting them, and that way, after we've dealt with everything tomorrow, in the final episode of this week we can get started on harvesting. We'll be able to sort of step things along a little bit and get started on harvesting. It's worth thinking about. Yes, definitely. I'm going to take this one back down to the main yard, and then tomorrow we can get the Kramer down to the sheep and see about getting them fed. We definitely need to do that, because I did want to try to I wanted to try to sell a pallet of wool before we finish up on the map. So we're going to return this trailer, then come back up for that plough, get started on the ploughing. So much stuff, so little time to do it. We're suddenly rushing. Now, I asked you last week to just put in the comment section if you'd like me to put this map for upload somewhere. It'll probably be on FSUK. Put the save game for upload so you guys can carry on with it after the series is finished. Most of you, several of you responded to that, said yes, you'd really like to be able to get the save game. That would be great. It'd be awesome fun to play it. Do you want me to include the mods with it, or do you want me to just sell the mods to make it a lot simpler for upload? I'll keep all of the standard machines, but anything that is a modded machine that I've gotten from ModHub, if I sell that so that you've just got the quantity of money here, that way you don't have to worry about it. Or would you rather me keep the mods, keep all the machinery that we got right now, and do out a list of the mods that I've got in the game? And then you can go to the list, download all of those mods. That log fork I will get rid of. I will sell that log fork because that's an external mod, and I won't leave any external mods on the map, just to make it a bit simpler for those people that find it a bit more difficult to install mods and set it all up on their map. And not everybody finds that particularly easy. So I will get rid of that one. I don't think there's any other external mods on this map. I don't think there is. Oh, the quad bike. We'll have to get rid of the quad bike as well. So, yeah, I'll get rid of external mods, but do you want me to get rid of any mods from the mod hub, or do you want me to just try to make a list of the ones that I've got? Because if I don't make a list of them and you don't have them all installed, it could lead to problems when you try to start playing the save game. So I'll sort of leave that up to you. Let me know in the comment section, and then I can sort of act accordingly, because at the end of next week I'll be hopefully uploading this onto FSUK. Takes a few days for them to process it and check it for errors and stuff like that, and then hopefully it'll be available for everybody to download. I'll leave a link in the final episode of this series when it happens. So my questions for this week: I'm moving to Water Valley in 2 weeks' time, and I'll be taking with me, because we own all of the land on Water Valley already, I'll only be taking a small amount of money and one tractor. The tractor that I'm going to be taking is actually going to be a new tractor. We'll buy it when we get to New Zealand. Obviously, we're not going to take tractors from here to New Zealand. We'll buy a new one when we get there. It'll either be the Claas Axion 900, which is a 320 horsepower tractor. We can upgrade it, though. It'll be about 400 horsepower. The Fendt 900 Vario, and again, this is about 400 horsepower. Or the John Deere 7030 Premium. Now, this is a 200 horsepower tractor, so it is a bit smaller than the others, but I've included it because it's a well-built mod. It's good fun to play with, and it's not that dissimilar to a lot of tractors that I see, a lot of like the main tractor that I see on a lot of smaller farms. So I don't think that this one would be out of place, and I think it's got a good chance at being the one that's picked. So there's those three: the Claas Axion, the Fendt Vario, or the John Deere. It's your vote, it's your game. Head in the comment section down below, let us know which one you want, and of course don't forget to actually cast your vote in the top right hand corner. And also, my second question for this week is, how much money should I start off the next one with? I'm not taking all of the money that we've got available on this map, because we already own all of the fields. We'll sort of say that most of the money has been used up by buying those fields and repaying that €1 million loan that we had on here. So that'll take care of most of our money. So what we're going to do is we're going to start off with either 200,000, 400,000, 600,000, 800,000, or 1 million New Zealand dollars. That is what we're going to start that next map with. Which one would you like me, which sum of money do you think I should start off with, taking into account that we own all of the land in Water Valley already? So it's going to remove some of the challenge, because we don't own any, because we already own all the fields. We don't have to save up to buy more land. So it's your vote, it's your game. Head in the comment section again and let us know which one you want, and don't forget to actually cast your vote on the second question as well by mousing over in the top right hand corner. If you've enjoyed this episode, please head down below and give us a like, and if you really enjoyed it, then please tell your friends all about me, get them to come and watch as well. That would be awesome. But until next time, thank you very much for watching. This is Frithgar, goodbye, and see you later.